Greetings, everybody! I am Brian D0313 with
Your old pal Rosser.
and this is Let's Co-op Insufferable Final Fantasy 1.
Indeed it is.
Last time we raided the dwarf cave, we came over here to Melman. We blew
And
up
let me just say how disappointed I am with how they've been attending this town. It looks like crap. No potted plants, no nothing.
and they did have a farmer there, which is no excuse either. What are these lands? They're horrible.
Oh,
A new enemy, Broder.
it's the Incredible Hulk.
And he has a pink earring.
Yes.
An upgrade to the regular order, but he'll go down, and he will die.
And there he goes. Good work, Fred.
I believe the enemies here are an upgrade compared to the previous areas we've been to.
Yes, but only barely. What you really have to worry about is the huge packs of undead.
And the cockatrice.
Yes, that too.
I believe it's the cockatrice, maybe.
Yes, cockatrice.
So first we're going to head to the Earth Cave to deal with a vampire. Why?
Because vampires suck.
Yes, they do. Have you ever encountered a vampire in your lifespan?
A couple. They were kind of bitches, though.
They always think that they're better than everyone else.
They are a little arrogant.
Probably because they've been living for so long that they have accumulated enough income to survive for the rest of their lives.
I would come up with a different suggestion to that, but that's only the vampires I've known. And believe me, they weren't no great shakes. They were a bit pale and sort of whiny.
And we get attacked outside the door.
Oh, here's a new one.
Hyena.
Hyenas. Hyena sausages. Because they get ground up. Wow, good job, Zero. Now Zero has become a punching fool. In that he punches all the fools.
Funny thing is, though, is that Zero is not really a melee character. He's actually more of a swordsman. If you're going by Mega Man X.
Oh, right, of course.
So it is,
Interesting note about this song. They did a remix of it for Final Fantasy IX.
so first we're going to go up. Going to get some treasure.
Everybody loves treasure.
Yes, they do. Unless it is being guarded by cockatrices.
Those chickeny, lizardy bastards.
Or Earth.
Well, shit, we can't beat the Earth.
I believe Earth is weak to fire, right?
Yes.
Earth is weak to fire. Okay.
Or you can just punch it.
This guy has 288 hit points. Weak to fire. And I don't know what these other things mean.
Yeah, he's nearly dead. And my foot in your ass, Captain Planet.
These ineffective attacks are Quake, Lift, Ice, Rub, Bane, Brack, Stun,
Basically
and
all the
Snap.
stuff that we'd never use in the first place.
And we get a drink.
Take a drink.
Gold! We get attacked again by Cobras.
Cobra! Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Cobras. They are weak to nothing.
They're weak to severe ass stomping. There's one now. Oh, and also I am sure they are quite poisonous.
Pretty good at getting critical hits.
Holy crap, they're not poisoning us yet. I'm ecstatic. It's like I just got 200 rupees out of a chest.
Or a cloth out of a chest.
Ah, yes.
Nothing beats picking up cloth at the end of the game.
Chest full of cloth. That's what you want to see after the long journey is over.
Now, is Final Fantasy do that quite often. I know Dragon Warrior does.
What's that?
Put useless items inside a chest.
The earlier games did. The later ones were a bit better about it.
So we're gonna go back to the intersection where we started, because we start in the middle. Gargoyles. I believe we fought these guys back in the Marsh Cave.
I was gonna say, I haven't seen these guys for a while. And they're no great shakes. We laugh at your pathetic attempts, Gargoyles. Goliath, you ain't.
One helpful hint to note about caves like this that are like very elaborate and large. Usually it's a good idea to get the treasure first, leave, save, and then come back in and just do a quick run for the final boss.
Yeah, he's absolutely right about that one, folks.
Because if you die, usually you have to just do that all that searching for the treasure all over again.
Now, if you're doing this without a map, that's where that warp spell comes in handy. Because you can explore an entire level, then warp out.
Now we're gonna go check out something over here. What's over here, Ross?
You know, I forget. I think it's kind of a dead end or something.
What is it?
That's a giant.
It's a giant.
It's a giant. It doesn't look giant, but trust us, it's giant.
Whoa.
This is a static representation of a dynamic situation, which means that that guy is probably huge if you were looking at him from like a bottom-up perspective.
It's a green giant from the store.
He sells beans.
And what do we have here?
Wow. That was amazing.
What is it? Where are we?
We are in Random Battle Hell right now. You know what? I think I'm getting an inkling of memory from this particular loop.
I know we're kicking ass pretty well. And what's that?
Yep,
Holy
yep.
shit.
Yep, I remember it now.
This is
I'd forgotten completely about it.
The Hall of Giants. Pretty interesting that they put this in here, especially for an NES game from back in the day.
Kind of asshole-ish of them, if you ask me.
It's sort of like the screen scrolling thing from Dragon Warrior.
Screen scrolling thing.
You know when you scroll from one screen to another screen in a dungeon map, you get hit by a random encounter usually.
Oh, you mean in Dragon Warrior 2?
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, it's in all the NES Dragon Warrior games.
Not the first one. The first one actually didn't have screen transitions like that.
Yeah, screen transitions.
I know this because Dragon Warrior 1 was actually my first RPG ever. So I may have mentioned that before.
I thought it was Dragon Warrior 2.
No, Dragon Warrior 1. Unfortunately, I am not as good at Dragon Warrior 2. Though I did purchase myself a nice copy of it. At the used store.
So we got new enemies, iguanas.
One thing I've often wondered about Dragon Warrior 1, and perhaps you can answer this for me. I've wondered if you could beat the game either without rescuing the princess or whilst still carrying her about.
I know you could beat it without rescuing her. I don't. You could. I think you might be able to beat it if you still have her on your ass.
That's something I've wondered since I was a kid, but for some reason I never tried it.
But I do believe you need to rescue her in order to actually find that one item.
Not if you already know where it is.
True.
At least not in the NES version.
But back in the day, we didn't have internet to find that information.
That's right. We just had to figure out the cryptic clues. Clues such as, I am Nestor, I'm batshit insane.
Don't stare into the Death Star.
Oh god, don't get me started on that one.
I am Error.
You know, I actually thought about that whole don't stare into the Death Star thing, and I may have put way too much thought into this. But I was watching the anime series Hokuto no Ken, or Fist of the North Star.
Holy shit.
Wow, look at those Grogers.
Don't have any Fire 3 charges. What were you saying?
I've completely lost my train of thought. Wow, look at those.
See, this magic works.
Oh right, the Death Star. Anyway, in this anime I was watching, they mentioned the Death Star as just a completely unlucky star that you should not stare into. And I'm guessing that it's some sort of Japanese, like, legend or something.
You know, one thing I forgot to mention is that we went the wrong way to take a drink. One thing I forgot to mention is that now that that canal was blown open by the door, we could actually head to the next town and pick up some magic there, and equipment, but
It's exorbitantly expensive.
it's expensive, and I believe that you have to be a wizard in order to use some of the magic spells.
Yeah, we're getting into wizard-only territory.
Well, you still be like a black mage or white mage, but it's mainly.
But we didn't bring any.
Yeah, you need to be a wizard in order to get the exit spell, which, oh my god.
That
ice
will be
cave,
so great.
That ice cave will be a pain in the ass.
I raise a toast to the exit spell. To the exit spell!
Maybe we should get the warp spell. Can we use warp? No.
It's not as useful as you would like it to be. You pretty much have to do a ton of planning beforehand to make the warp spell useful. And as we all know, I suck at planning.
Me, on the other hand, I'm all about planning.
I sense a forced fight coming up.
Earth!
Hey, what do you know?
Just hit him with fire.
You know, something else I was thinking of. I had mentioned Captain Planet earlier, right?
Captain Hippie Tree Hugging.
Yeah.
Fred's almost dead.
Well, anyway, you know how everyone pretty much agrees that Mati had the worst power, the power of heart, right? But I was thinking about it, and he could use that power of heart to get laid. So maybe it wasn't the worst power after all.
Eh, it's not that kind of a heart.
I think it is. He used it for flat-out mind control a couple of times, at least.
There's nothing more fun than mind controlling women.
Well, that was fortunate.
I believe we spent an entire episode just doing this first floor.
Yep.
Over here.
And the scary thing is, we hardly got anything of use out of the whole floor. Now, if we did have warp, we could finish up, cast it, and be out. Out like a shot.
See if Fire 2 can wipe these things out.
Didn't someone buy a Fire 3?
We don't have any spell charges.
Ah, okay.
We're poisoned finally. Take a drink.
Holy crap. Actually, that's working great. Oh, that's because these are asps, not cobras. And asps are wussies.
Do-do-do!
Now, cobras, you know cobras are badass because they puff up and they're all like, I'm getting bad shit. But asps are just like, maybe I'll bite you, maybe I won't. I ain't decided yet.
We take on the Earth again.
We're just gonna beat the Earth until it gives way.
And And once again, Fred is on his knees.
You know, that reminds me that the Earth kind of resembles someone I've seen before. I just wish I could recall whom.
Yeah, we got a heal potion thing.
Well, that was certainly worth fighting the Earth itself.
Okay, so since we're at 15 minutes, I believe what we're going to do is we're going to get out of here, heal up, spell charge up, save the game, and we'll come back in another episode after we're done fighting the Grogers.
Groger. He wants to beat us up because he thinks we're nerds. We'll show him. Oh yes. We'll be punched mercilessly.
We're almost done with the Earth Cave anyways. Sort of.
For now.
Earth Cave is more of a linear dungeon. So let's get out of here, we'll save up, and we'll call an episode.
Indeedicus.
No! Oh shit.
Look, it's our favorite buddies.
Not doing too well there.
Puncha puncha. Stabby stabby. Waka waka.
Hooray!
Huzzah. That'll teach them.
So until next time, this has been Brian D0313 with
Roll Power Rosser. Take a drink.
see ya and have a good day.